the purpose of LinkedIn is to grow your career. First one is to avoid cognitive overload. You have to ask yourself, is this a very dense profile where I'm constantly having to read a lot of these little details? Or is this a streamlined profile? I have my friend Sid here. He gave me permission. He has a lot of different companies, but when I at a glance, I'm only seeing like one, like two or three examples. And so this is an example of when you have a little bit too much stuff on the page. Here, I actually took out all the bullet points. The difference is here you're going to focus on one piece of experience that Sid had. Whereas here, you're forced to look at the breadth of experience across the companies because that's what the information is that you have. So you look at all the different companies, it's a little bit more streamlined. Can somebody know who you are within 3 seconds of viewing your LinkedIn? It does take effort to narrow down your essence into a few words that you can then keep at the top of your mind and then redesign your LinkedIn. So think about yourself like a product. For example, I am really good at marketing and analytics. Those are the two words that I want somebody who's looking at my profile to know about me. Within a second, it doesn't matter whether you are looking at the top, whether you're looking down here, wherever you're looking, you're going to see marketing and analytics, right? That's the core brand that I want to share. You have a resume, right? Everybody still has a resume. So that's where you can put more detail about what you did at each specific job. And you should look at LinkedIn as less of a detailed representation of you and more of just a big picture sort of branding effort to attract different people in the business community to your person. So let's go to the next one. So shorten your headline. It's a professional title, not a life purpose. So I see a lot of people, look at this. Okay, so I'm on my LinkedIn and I have a perfect example. I don't know this person, so I apologize. I'm gonna go easy on you, Eric. But look at how long this title is. I help digital marketers advance their careers through coaching, courses, and connections. Then there's a line, and it says the marketing careers podcast host. Another line, fractional CMO. So, in my opinion, this is completely backwards. First, you would start with what your profession is. LinkedIn is a professional network. So I would start with fractional CMO, then you do the line, and then I would say host of Marketing Careers Podcast. That's it. The next point is to use dashes or bullet points, but not both. One person took careful attention to make sure it all looks really neat, like it was published professionally. And then the other one, you notice slight errors and inaccuracies. Your resume is your chance to show somebody why they should be paying you potentially $100,000 a year or more. This is an enormous amount of money. I like to think of LinkedIn more like a bonsai tree or a fish tank or an aquarium, right? It's like things that take a long time to get to fruition, and they also take a lot of effort to maintain, but they're very beautiful when they're well maintained. Professional humor is encouraged, but it's at your own risk. So you can do professional humor on LinkedIn. This is a difficult type of humor because you can't say anything inappropriate. You can't say anything political. I mean, it's like, what can you say? Well, there's people who sort of do trolling on LinkedIn, which is when you pretend to write a LinkedIn post. They'll talk about this arduous journey they took, and then it's all fake, it's all made up, and it gets more ridiculous as the story goes on, and people love that kind of stuff. It does really well on LinkedIn. Only include business experience, and what I mean is avoid any service industry work. You want to show them the future. You want to show them your potential. Show them the school projects you did that inspired you in business, or the courses you took in your particular discipline that show that you have passion. So if you don't put any service industry stuff and you say I don't have anything else to put, that's totally fine. You don't have to put a lot of experience. In fact, in the tech industry, you don't even have to go to college to get probably a six-figure job. I mean, definitely close to that. And the reason is because hard skills speak for themselves. So if you have that passion, you don't have to rely on service industry experience. Only include business experience if you have it. If you don't, put some projects on, put some other stuff that show that you're interested. Okay, so headshots. Headshots are tough because I know there's a lot of people who, first of all, they don't want to pay hundreds of dollars for a headshot, and that's totally valid. If it's a cost issue, Do your best to get a professional looking headshot. Maybe your friend has an iPhone with portrait mode. That's going to get you 90% of the way. The worst thing you could do is take the picture, like the hostage picture, right? Like a wall, like 6 inches or less behind you. And you look like a hostage with like bad lighting. That's like the worst. And that's at least, I would say, like a quarter of all LinkedIn profile pictures I see is like a photo like that. Don't do that. You want to mirror other people's LinkedIn profiles that you respect. So let's say you're not in marketing, because I'm in marketing. So when you look at my LinkedIn profile, it's going to be tailored like a marketing profile, right? But if you're an engineer or an author, you're going to have a completely different LinkedIn structure. So look at famous people in your industry, people that you look up to, of course, and see how they structure their LinkedIn. Don't just look at mine if you're in a different industry, but if you're in marketing, it may be good. On LinkedIn, you have the ability to add skills. So you can think about this sort of like search engine optimization, where when the more skills you put, the more opportunities a recruiter has to find you. You want to show people that you're passionate about business, but that doesn't mean you went to some expensive, fancy business school. And it doesn't mean that you had, you know, business experience. You can just have been in school, worked on a team. That is a very close proxy for what the business world is like. And that is actually a better substitute on your resume than service industry experience. Sell yourself. LinkedIn is like Tinder for business. What does that mean? That means that you only have a second to get a recruiter's interest. You have to make sure they are swiping in the right direction, right? They're swiping to yes, that where they're going to message you. Tearing apart some of my close friends' LinkedIn profiles. So I'm going to start with Sid. First thing, profile, absolutely fantastic. I don't like the open to work. It's just like if you were to put on your Tinder, single. Okay, we get it. I mean, you're on here because it's like an unnecessary label that slows down the user experience, the flow. I am for equity because equity starts with everyone. This to me looks like a generic LinkedIn title or header. I don't like that. I like something that's unique, that's personalized to the person. He's an entrepreneur. He should be putting the products he's selling in the cover photo. I don't think that this is serving his purpose very well. Looking at the name, I would shorten this. I would pick your short name or your long name. I would not put both. I would also not put this audio thing, product marketing and go to market strategy for health and tech startups, series A through C. Okay, this series A through C, take it out. Health/tech startups, take it out. I would change it to what his job is. Campaign manager. Just make it campaign manager. I love that he posts a lot and he's getting a lot of interactions on his posts, which is all, this is excellent. This is showing that he cares about what he does. He cares about marketing, and this shows that he's a passionate and serious person. He has a lot of activity. Seeing all of this stuff happen on one day is not good. You don't want to overload your network. When you post or like or share, it doesn't matter which one of those you do because they all will show up in your network's feed. But don't go crazy on LinkedIn, like liking a bunch of things, because everybody's going to see that and they're going to get tired of it. And then they're going to say unfollow. About first thing, you know what I'm going to say about this. I mean, this is crazy. I'm not going to read this entire thing. Your about is like your teaser. On YouTube, you have 5 seconds to capture your audience in an advertisement before they have the opportunity to press skip. You have to keep in mind there's a threshold that you have to get past before you can earn the attention of a full minute. We have 31 skills. I would say fill up the other 19. What are you doing? Add in the skills, Sid. Look at this. 15 recommendations received, 11 given. So this is a key point. You want to make sure that you have more recommendations received than given. Publications here, 49. This is very impressive. Projects, great. I would say connect these to the people you worked with. I'm sure they're on LinkedIn. Anyway, that's one. I dove really deep into Sid's profile. Sid, I love you. I hope this helped you a lot. Okay, now I'm gonna go to Nick Bianchi. Nick and I worked together. He gave me permission to roast his LinkedIn. I already talked about the profile picture. Too zoomed out. It's good, but it's not a profile picture. And if you think about the when it's zoomed out to this little size, it's not serving Nick at all, right? It's not showing him. It's showing just three people. So I would recommend a new profile picture that is more traditional in its professional appeal. In terms of the cover, I love it, and the reason why I love it is because it's serving him. Mr. Nice Weird is his new brand. The melty smiley face, everybody loves that. I don't ever use it, but I think it's fantastic. It's unique, right? Like you don't see that all the time, but it's fun. Okay, let's see the about. Okay, this is also a little bit too long. I would say, okay, so the first thing I said, this, come on, it's not even hyperlinked. Why? Why? Just put this in the publications or whatever. There's like a, it's already in that section, so there's no need to put it here. If the worry is that people are only going to look at this and not through the rest of your profile, what that means is you have too much noise in the profile where people are not able to digest it. The answer for that is not to cram it all in here, but rather to remove enough where your whole profile acts like your about section. I think this is enough. This is like basically one sentence, and I think that's enough for the about. 6 recommendations received, 1 recommendation given. Look at that ratio. That's somebody who genuinely deserves the recommendations they were given. This is not somebody who's just trading them. Honors and awards, fantastic. I would try to get even more. I mean, I'm sure there's more actually. I bet there's more that can be pulled out of here and moved into another section. I would say the same thing as for Sid. I would say shorten the groups. And I get Nick's essence within 3 seconds of looking at the profile. So that's a very important test. Okay, folks, that's all. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that you learned something. And next week, I am going to be reviewing how to behave on LinkedIn. Please join. Please tell your friends about it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be similar in format to this one. And I'm going to review some new friends' profiles for behavior. So it's going to be great. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I love you all. Have an amazing weekend. Bye bye.